All right, let's do this. All right, you keep doing this tomfoolery. I want to see this guy's video about Van Halen, God damn it! Do it now! All right, let's get this camera set up. 5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome to the pleasure den of the absurd. I'm Kyle, and I just wanted to tell you that the other day a friend of mine sent me a link of Mr. Bungle doing Van Halen's Loss of Control. So I took a picture to show my friend that album that it's on, Van Halen's Women and Children First, is the only album I have of theirs on vinyl. This album here, the great Women and Children First by Van Halen. Van Halen's third album, Women and Children First. Man, this thing is great. I've listened to it a few times over the last few days. I just listened to it this morning. This thing is great. I tell you, man, this thing is a showcase. And because the tracks listed on the back are not exactly in order, I had to take notes. So let's do this thing. Women and Children First. I'll tell you what, I don't think there's a bad song on this album at all, man. And it came to me while I was listening to this album that it's really good for the CD format, especially if you were to play the whole album like in a loop, so that like once all the songs finished, it starts up again. And we'll get into that exactly why later. Side 1 opens up with "And the Cradle Will Rock." Pumping, steady, gets you going. And here's the thing too, like as I was listening to it, not only is it great for the CD format, but like imagine yourself having a party, man. This is a great party record. So you just get this on to start setting the mood, so the song goes and you know, it works. After that tune goes into "Everybody Wants Some." A lot of people of a certain age will remember a certain movie scene where a cheeseburger comes to life and starts rocking out to this tune. So it's got a lot of good memories for those that know what I'm talking about. And then it goes into a song called "Fools," which has this bluesy opening. And I'll tell you what, man, the tone and the licks that Eddie Van Halen is playing is as close to Hendrix as you'll ever really hear him do. But man, when I heard it, I was like, wow. Next up, the last song on side 1, "Romeo Delight," man. Here's where, you know, the tempo really kicks up. It's got that early kind of heavy metal sound that would later evolve into what we know it as now. It's a lot of accents going on. The volume swells, a lot of breaks to let Eddie rip it up in between, and he's got that eruption tone on his solo. So you know, it's got a lot of carry through. Van Halen with David Lee Roth, man, was a powerhouse band, and they really demonstrated on this album, I gotta say, man. On side 2, this is where they just take things to the next level. The first side is great, but this side, man, demonstrates where, wow, just all that variety is coming from. I would kind of liken this album, I would call it Van Halen's White Album, because there's so much variety on it. Let me go through side 2 and it'll make more sense to you. So it opens up with "Tora Tora." It's just a little demonstration of backwards guitar, some weird sounds. It's just something different. And then it goes into "Loss of Control." This song, I can't help but smile when I hear this song. It is so over the top. You know, like they are playing this tune, man, and at any time it seems like they could go over the cliff, but they're riding that edge, man. And so here's another reason that, you know, this song here is why I'll also compare it to the White Album, because it opens up with this. It opens up like, I wrote here, starts ghoulish and then goes like punk / thrash. Reminds you of like Halloween. It's just like, dun, 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 and they're even going like, ah, you know, like a bunch of banshees, ghouls, specters, ghosts, spirits, you know, and it just makes me laugh. And then like bam, and they just go like over the top, man. So after this over the top thing, it goes into Take Your Whiskey Home. And I love it when Eddie Van Halen plays acoustic guitar. It's got that groove to it that all the guys and gals will love. So and then it goes into Could This Be Magic, which is another great acoustic tune. I love this song. This is where, you know, you hear that acoustic bouncy and jaunty, and it's a great beer stein hoisting, you know, arm over shoulder, arm in arm, kind of singing along, you know, sail away to, you know. So, I mean, you know, it just tops it all off. After that, In a Simple Rhyme, you know, it's a great song. Again, Eddie's playing 12-string guitar, and then it, you know, just goes into a great pop song, and it's got that galloping thing again, you know, after regenerating with a beer hoisting song, you know. You get back into the, you know, getting into your corner of the room and having some fun. This is another song that everybody's gonna like. And that ends the album, but here's also too why it makes it seem like the White Album to me, because once that song ends, the drums kick in and it goes into this riff, and you think like another song is coming on, and then it ends. It's like that song on the White Album. I think it's Cry Baby Cry. The song ends, and then next thing you know, you hear Paul McCartney just strumming on the guitar. Take me back where I came from, can you take me back? So you get this little snippet of another song at the end of this one, and that's what you get with In a Simple Rhyme by Van Halen. And so the album ends. But that little riff and drums, like if you were playing it on a CD in a loop, and the Cradle Will Rock comes on again, it fits. It rolls again right back to the beginning. Are there any albums that you like that are like this one, where you would want to hear it over again after you would just listen to it? I don't know. You tell me. That's what the comments section is for. So my summary of this album is that it's a great band effort. There's a couple of songs where Michael Anthony is really pushing it, man, and really doing a great job. You can hear, you know, him plucking away and really doing a bang-up job. And then there's Alex Van Halen. He's like to Eddie Van Halen what Mitch Mitchell was to Jimi Hendrix. Man, he's a great drummer. All these guys, you know, you knew what happened once they took one of these guys out and put in another. The whole dynamic changed. If you haven't heard this album and you want to hear what Van Halen is like with David Lee Roth, check them all out. I mean, you know, but this one really holds a special place, you know, for me, because I think it's just emblematic of what a great band these guys were. You know, Eddie Van Halen, of course, displays why he's such a master, and David Lee Roth too. He's got those vocal expressions that wah, you know, whatever it is he does. But his lyrics are cool too. Yeah, he had cool lyrics. He sang them with swagger and balls and style. Van Halen, Women and Children First. Check it out. And with that, I want to thank you for watching. If you like this video, click the thumbs up button, give it a like. If you really like what we do, you can subscribe to the channel. And never be afraid to step into the pleasure den of the absurd.